I'm Jesse Kaiser with TIC Performance, and this is Matt Goins, also with TIC, and we're here at his shop to show the new Ultimate Travel Limiters. So, Matt, how do these work?
We have a full Chromoly machined positive piston stop style travel limiter. It has threaded adjustment on each end. We have special heim joints that are made extra long so they can have a lot more adjustability than a normal heim joint. And what that does is it allows you to adjust this piston down into this slot and give you more travel in a threaded adjustment.
This little dowel pin right here, that's not the stop, right? It's a complete piston all the way around.
No, and what the pin is for is to guide. So it guides up and down in this slot, and what it does is it keeps both heim joints adjusted evenly. It keeps them both rotated the same amount as you thread it in and out.
Great. And so the inside piston is actually what makes contact with the body and keeps the suspension from traveling all the way.
That is correct. It has a piston machined into this sleeve. It also has a stop that is machined that is welded into the top of the tubing, and the stop is about a ½ inch thick of solid chromoly.
And what are the different combinations or adjustability in terms of height?
Okay, so we designed it with the idea of 4 inches of travel, and you can get a full 4 inches of travel. A lot of people don't realize, though, that 4 inches is more than 4 inches. So when you set it up on your suspension, it's inboard of the shock mount. So with that being said, the smaller amounts of adjustment equal more travel at the actual shock.
Okay, so so more inbound gives you a different leverage on the pivot points of the suspension.
Correct.
Great. Well, right on. Well, do you want to show us how to set one up?
Absolutely.
Let's get started.
Kit includes 2 travel limiters, 2 weld bungs, mounting tabs, and all necessary hardware. So we have 2 different versions of our travel limiter kits. We have the standard version, which comes fully welded and assembled. It is meant to be an installed length from center to center of each eyelet of 13 3/4 inches. Then we also have a DIY style kit that has a outer sleeve that is extended in length, and the lower bung comes unwelded. And what that allows you to do is set it up on chassis cars, Pro Mods, Top Sportsman, things like that, and it gives you a longer setup length, up to 22 inches from center of eyelet to center of eyelet. Both kits include bungs, tabs, and all hardware for the installation, and setup procedure is the same between the 2. When you're setting it up, you want to install this thing fully extended. Piston against the stop, fully extended, and what I recommend doing is the vehicle needs to be at ride height, preferably with the driver in the vehicle at full race weight. I like to take the body, and you want to thread this out about 2 turns, and what that's going to do is give you some thread showing for full tight. So when you set it up, you'll weld your bung onto the control arm, you'll weld your tabs onto the chassis, and it'll be fully extended. So what that does is it gives you a little bit of room to preload once it's welded on. That way you can ensure that you have a spot in your travel limiter where there is 0 travel. And then from there you can adjust out. Alright, so with the limiter adjusted, how we mentioned before with the thread showing, I have installed my tabs and my lower bung. And now I'm going to show you how to do the adjustment. Right now we have it adjusted at full tight. And the only thing needed for this process is literally a 3/4 inch wrench. So you'll just break your jam nuts loose, both top and bottom. And then to make your adjustment, you simply thread the body out. In this case, I'm going to thread it about 6 turns just to show you. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you'll notice, this pin is sliding down in this slot. So your full length between top mount and lower mount never changes. and this piston slides down inside of this sleeve to give you your adjustment. Now that this piston is down inside of the bore, when your suspension up travels, you will have this amount of travel in the limiter. So then after you make your adjustment, you just tighten your jam nuts back down, and you're ready to go.